The National Information Technology Employees Senate takes a bold stand, writes to Maharashtra's Chief Minister alleging layoffs at TCS. The union claims that nearly 2,500 employees, many with decades of service, are being coerced into resigning under pressure. Though TCS has denied these accusations, stating no such layoffs took place and emphasizes its commitment to employee welfare. Puneet Johnson with more details. Puneet.
Well, thank you for that. So there has been a couple of key updates coming in from NITES, and they've written, as you rightly said, to the CM. Now, this comes after there has been some reports speculating further layoffs at TCS. Now, it's important to note that they already laid off roughly about 12,000 people, or 2% of the workforce in July. This letter is dated as of July of 22nd, and post that as well. Now we're starting to see a lot more coming out of TCS's Pune campus as well. Now, roughly 2,500 employees have been essentially forced to resign, is what this letter says. Apart from that, the affected employees are also in the mid to senior level, where the experience is also quite high, between 10 to 20 years of service. And essentially the point is that this termination actually violates the Industrial Dispute Act of 1947, which is there's no notice or compensation provided. So this is largely what the letter is stating as well, but a lot more conversation with NITES as to what has been the key issue, and this will follow up into TCS's earnings as well, which is scheduled on October 9th. So a lot more to talk about then with the company as well.
Thank you so much, Puneet, for setting this up for us. In fact, let's get in Harpreet Singh Saluja, President at NITES, to talk to us about what has actually happened, because labor concerns or employment concerns with IT as a sector has been an issue that we've been talking about since quite some time. TCS post the first quarter numbers itself, the numbers that we've been hearing versus the numbers that the company has reported, also there are a couple of differences coming up there. And now you have TCS Pune laying off almost 2,500 employees. Harpreet, welcome to the show. Pleasure to speak to you. What is the latest that you're picking up? Because a couple of developments over here, and now the union has written to the CM as well.
Right. Thanks for inviting me to the show, first of all. The problem arose when TCS abruptly on one Sunday evening, sent an email to the employees stating that we will be removing 12,000 employees from our workforce. Then we approached the central and the union labor ministry, because the issue was widespread. It is not related to one particular state, and the labor laws in India are designed in a way that the state government is the appropriate authority, but TCS does not have one office in Maharashtra or in the country. It is spread across the nation. So we approached the union labor ministry regarding that. There was a meeting scheduled which TCS missed out, and they had sent just one informal letter to the Chief Labor Commissioner, and then they forwarded the matter to Maharashtra Labor Ministry, the Principal Secretary of the Maharashtra State, regarding this, that the government needs to step into this issue and take concrete steps and safeguard the interest of the employees. Now, that letter was sent on 18th of August. And since then, we had been following up, and we have not received any kind of statement or intervention from the state government of Maharashtra. Hence, we were compelled to send a letter to the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, because the way in which this layoff has been taking place, it's highly unethical and unacceptable. First of all, from law perspective, I'd like to clear one thing, that the Industrial Dispute Act clearly defines layoff and retrenchment. So while in the news and everywhere we hear that TCS has laid off employees, it is not a layoff, because layoff, as per the Industrial Dispute Act, the definition is clearly mentioned in the act that layoff is a temporary thing and it is not a permanent thing. When you remove employees permanently, it becomes retrenchment. And for retrenchment to be ethical and legal according to law, you need to apprise the government, you need to take proper permission from the government, you need to approach the government with a prospectus and a letter and a request that due to so and so reason, you need to clearly define the reason why these employees are being retrenched or removed from the organization. So in this place, if the appropriate government is Maharashtra state government, our question is very clear. So, whether the company has approached the government with such kind of permission or not.
Okay,
and
Harpreet, the question over here is as to what is happening with the TCS, because I do see a letter that was written to TCS as well from, the chairman as well at United States Senate. And they've also indicated that there is a shift that's happening. It's not only the local, it's not only people who've been sacked in India, but people also who are locals in the US are being sacked. What is it that you're hearing from TCS is the key question that investors want to hear right now.
Right. See, the problem over here is, I will call it crony capitalism. You remove of old employees and you hire new one and at such a lower cost, and you just show the investors that we are creating or generating profit out of that. I mean, it is a clear case of cost reduction. In US also, the letter that I have read from the United States Senate, they have clearly questioned TCS that why you are removing our employees in the particular location and then you are going and applying for H-1B visa. You are the second highest in the US for the approval of visa applications, H-1B visa applications. So how come you are removing the employees at the same time you are declaring layoffs that we are worldwide, we are removing employees from the organization, and at the same time you are the highest, second highest company that has been applying for the visa. So that question comes to Indian prospect also. The situation is very clear that they are removing and targeting the mid-level management employees who have given certain amount of time to the company, who have spent a lot of time with the company, and suddenly and abruptly you take a decision in the month of July that no, we are not capable of handling such kind of workforce and we are going to remove the workforce in the name of restructuring. That is not restructuring. This is unethical and illegal layoffs and retrenchment.
Very strong statement to make, Harpreet, as well, that unethical and illegal way of layoffs. I think we'll rest this conversation here and take this forward during the day as well in terms of what happens from here on with regards to employees at TCS. Thank you so much for joining us on the show and sharing the views. Neeraj, any comments on this? Because one is that they've responded to the government. That's one aspect of it. But we've been talking about TCS layoffs since quite some time. The numbers what the company put out versus what the street is talking about, there is a mismatch there. Right now we're talking about layoffs not only in India, they've been laying off employees even in the US, the ones who are locals over there. And they are one of the largest appliers of H-1B visa. So a lot of things evolving around them, and it is one of the biggest losers on Nifty IT, which is, I think, the only stock which is at a 52-week low on the IT index.